Hello YouTube, this is a review of sorts. We're going to be talking about the demo for the JRPG No Kuni, The Wrath of the White Witch. Now, the demo allows you to play through two stories in the game. First is called The Deep Dark Wood, An Errand for Father Oak. And the second one is called The Volcano of Fire, Eruption Interruption. Each one, by the way, allows to be played for 25 minutes each. So 50 minutes total. I wasn't aware of this and was wondering why the hell there was a clock counting down in the Deep Dark Wood one, which was the one I did first. And then when then it took me a minute to realize, oh, that's why. And after I did the Volcano of Fire, that's why I figured out. So I got actually into the town, which was referred to as Ding Dong Dell, before I was kicked out of the first story. Now, let's talk about a few things here. The animation is spot on. Then again, it's what I sort of would have expected, because if I remember, this game was animated by Studio Ghibli. Well, if you've ever seen any of their movies, such as, I don't know, Kiki's Delivery Service, I believe they did Spirited Away by Hayao Miyazaki, Nausicaa Valley of the Wind, Castle in the Sky. I can keep going, but I'll stop there. Anywho, the animation was brilliant, and the voice acting, when we got to the voice acting, was actually really good. Really, really good. When you go through the first one, you learn how Oliver, the young man, his mother died when he was young, and he's trying to find a way to bring her back. Why does this almost sound like an episode of the beginning of Full Metal Alchemist? Yeah, anyway. So you're going through a deep dark wood, and you have to run an errand for Father Oak. Because I've never heard this story before. Oh, wait a minute, Legend of Zelda. Stupid me! Anywho. But the animation was, Ocarina of Time. But the animation was nowhere near as cool. I'll say that right now. The first boss fight you go through in the game is against this big ass thing. I don't forget what the hell it's called. And you fight it, and you're sort of getting a tutorial on proper time when you should be defending, on certain things that drop during fights, and all this stuff. So that's pretty cool. I mean, it gives you a tutorial. And I didn't expect Oliver to be able to hit for 5 or for 10, 20, 30 a shot, because he looked like a little kid, and he's a little kid, and he's basically hitting the guy with what looked like a stick. He did know some spells like fireball and stuff, so that helped immensely, trust me. The one thing that was pretty cool is there's this item that you pick up and during the fight, and it lets you do a miracle attack, which does some super attack to your foe. Here's what I was unaware of at first in the game. the first time I fought, because I got my butt kicked. I wasn't aware that the game played much like, say, I don't know, Final Fantasy XII, White Knight Chronicles, in that you had to select the enemy you wanted to hit, a little arch thing would show up to show that you're going to direct your attack at that person, and then your character would automatically swing at them. For those wondering, yes, this mechanic was in Final Fantasy XII, a game that not a lot of people really liked. Then Final Fantasy XIII came out, and I think a lot of people didn't give a shit. But anywho, so you have that for a mechanic, which, listen, give me one or the other, don't give me both. Give me either a turn-based battle system or just let me hack and slash the thing. That's it. And for the record, if anybody says anything about Final Fantasy XIII, no, it does things a little bit differently than No Kuni or Final Fantasy XII. For one, you could do multiple attacks to an enemy, and damage also seemed to matter when you did a physical attack, but I'll get to that in a second. I'll get to that right now, actually. Like I said, in the first one, you don't expect the guy to be hitting for 10, 20, or 30, because it's a little kid, and practically, and he's hitting with a stick. Okay, that's fine. No problem. When we get to the second story, interruption, it actually becomes a little bit more problematic. Because he's now, in that half of the demo, at level 18. And he's got a staff. Okay, yeah, I get it. He's supposed to be some wizard dude. But my god! You're level 18! Hit something! Anywho. Now here's where my second big beef's going to come with this game. We seem to have since... what was it? I don't remember if Mystic Quest came out first or Earthbound for the Super NES came out first. But either way, this is more of akin to an Earthbound problem. When Earthbound came out, you had your enemies which were visible, and they could start a random fight with you. The difference was with that game was that the fights were turn-based. These, because they're still kind of turn-based, but they're more hack and slashy, if that makes any sense, it just doesn't work to have the enemies visible. You might as well have them excuse me, you might as well have them be completely random. Because when you look at the camera, or when you look at the world map, when you go on after you get out of the dark wood, you can't see a lot of the enemies because they're hiding behind like a tree, and therefore you wouldn't see them unless you literally ran into it. And that's a bit problematic. Not, forget the fact that you only get 25 minutes for the demo, but, if you're just trying to get from point A to point B, you don't want to be running into enemies all the time, and you should be able to see them, and I mean see them perfectly. I mean, because the camera's really far out. I mean, really far out. At least when Dragon Quest VIII, which level 5 also had a part in, when that came out, the camera was from behind your character for the most part, so you could actually see any visible enemies, and generally speaking, you weren't going to fight them anyway. Unless you needed to get an enemy for the monster arena. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, no, you weren't going to fight them. And all your fights then were random encounters. Like, I can appreciate what they were trying to do with the encounters in this game, but it just doesn't work. At least not to me. Now, grant you, I've only played the thing for 25 minutes each, so maybe my opinion will soften if I play the game more when the game comes out January 23rd. But right now, this is going to be a tough sell for me. Like, legitimately a tough sell. Alright? It's like they got some good ideas. Like, okay, here's one for you. They give you in the Eruption 1. You're told you have a time limit of 3 minutes or 180 seconds before the thing blows. Okay. So you're trying to run up the mountain. Here's another case, by the way, where that visible enemy thing becomes really damn problematic. The only good news is they stop the clock, it seems, when you're in the middle of a boss fight or when you're in the middle of a fight. Okay, fine. But you're trying to run up the mountain, and you're trying to dodge enemies at this point, so you can make it up in 3 minutes. Well, you can try and dodge enemies all you want. They'll start chasing you, and if they catch you, they get the upper hand. So I know what you're thinking, well, why don't you just fight everybody? Again, that'll be fine, but the point that they start you at that particular point in time, you're at level, like, 18 or whatever, and there's you and this one female character, and you each have like 3, I don't know what you call them, spirit animals. So you have 8 characters on the screen. Okay. They do more damage than you do. Because check this out. You're given a hint when you face this guy on top of the volcano. Molten, yeah, I believe is what he's called, or some. Anyway, so you get up on top of the thing and you're fighting this dude. You're told by a Drippy to hit the thing in the tail. It's its weak spot. Okay. You can use anything you want, and none of the spells are going to target his tail specifically. And even if you use just a straight up attack, it doesn't look like it does anything. The clock literally expired on that half of the demo because it wasn't doing any damage to him. That's a problem. Because if you're told, hit this person, here's his weak spot, hit it. You're thinking, alright, if you hit it, you're going to do at least, again, significantly more damage than if you hit him head on. Okay. Let's take a look at a game like Star Ocean. If you do a blindside to an enemy in that game, you probably are going to do more damage than if you, I don't know, fought them straight up. I'm just saying. So my point here is, it seems like there's some good ideas, but really, so far, the game doesn't wow me. Yet. But like I said, I have to see the game in full, and I haven't really played that much of it yet. So we're gonna have to wait and see again in January when the game actually comes out how everything works out when it plays in full, because right now, like I said, I was looking at it and I was getting frustrated. honestly, after I played that, I want to go play Retro City Rampage, which I downloaded off the PSN Plus tonight, and go shoot something up just to get my mind off of things. I hate to say it that way, but it's the God honest truth. Like, seriously. Just shoot anything up. Holy mackerel. But I'm going, I guess I will repeat this one more time just so people understand. I am going to give it a chance when it comes out in January. But because right now, it and Toki Toto are the two games that could potentially save the JRPG genre. Because nobody knows if Final Fantasy Versus 13 is going to come out. And if it does, that may do it, but we'll have to wait and see. Anywho, if you played it, the demo for No Kuni, what are your thoughts on the game? I apologize if I seemed a little bit down on it. I apologize also if I repeated myself a couple hundred times, but I wanted to make sure I got the point home. Anywho, let me know what you think, and I shall talk to you all later.